What do you need to know about the order of mobilization in Russia? Russian President Vladimir Putin, in an address to the people, announced a partial mobilization in Russia. Citizens who have completed military service will be subject to conscription. How this procedure goes is in the material commercant. How is mobilization introduced? Mobilization in Russia is introduced by presidential decree. It can be declared partial in certain subjects of the Russian Federation or full on the territory of the whole country. The decree prescribes the volume of mobilization, its procedure, terms and other conditions. Mobilization is carried out in cases of aggression against Russia or an immediate threat of aggression and the emergence of armed conflicts directed against the Russian Federation. Conscription for military service on mobilization is subject to citizens who are in reserve, who do not have the right to delay from mobilization. There are 3 categories of reserve. They depend on the age and military rank of reservists. First category: soldiers, petty officers, warrant officers and midshipmen, up to 35 years, junior officers, up to 45 years, senior officers, up to 65 years. Second category: soldiers, petty officers, warrant officers and midshipmen, up to 45 years, junior officers, up to 50 years. Third category: soldiers, petty officers, warrant officers and midshipmen, up to 50 years, junior officers, up to 55 years. Citizens who are in reserve and not conscripted for military service on mobilization may be sent to work as civilian personnel of the armed forces. Citizens who have an outstanding criminal record for committing a serious crime are not subject to conscription for military service on mobilization. Also, a postponement is provided to citizens booked in accordance with the procedure determined by the government of the Russian Federation, recognized as temporarily unfit for military service for health reasons, for a period of up to 6 months. Engaged in permanent care of immediate relatives, father, mother, wife, husband and others, who need permanent care for health reasons or are disabled group I, as well as family members under 16 in the absence of other persons who are legally obliged to support these citizens, who have 4 or more dependent children, women, 1 child, whose mothers besides them have 4 or more children under the age of 8 and raise them without a husband. To senators and deputies of the State Duma. What duties does mobilization impose on citizens? To appear at the call of military commissariats to determine their purpose during mobilization and in wartime. To fulfill the requirements set out in the mobilization orders, summonses and orders of military commissariats received by them. To provide in wartime, in order to ensure the defense of the country and the security of the state, buildings, structures, vehicles and other property owned by them, with compensation by the state for the losses incurred by them. Responsibility of citizens. On September 20, the State Duma unanimously adopted amendments in the second and third readings, which introduced the concepts of mobilization, martial law and wartime into the criminal code. For example, the article of the Criminal Code of the Russian Federation on aggravating circumstances, Article 63, introduced the commission of a crime during mobilization or martial law, during wartime or in conditions of armed conflict or warfare.